Dear brothers and sisters, as we all gather here today, I'm going to talk about guidance that we get in our lives. In all aspects of life, we do get guidance. As we go to school, we get the guidance of our teachers. Those are experts in English, teach us English. Those are experts in mathematics, teach us mathematics. Those are experts in physics or chemistry, teach us those subjects. And then we learn. And as we look back at history, we've always had teachers who would teach us. And over the years, teaching at one time and learning and getting guidance used to be a one-to-one relationships where physically we had to be present. And then as the number of people got to be more, as technology started to be more, some of these experts started to write books. And their books then started to explain what their teachings were. And through the books, other people could read them and could explain those aspects of the subjects that we want to learn, so that we would be guided to gain knowledge in those areas. As things got to be more and more, we got to an age in the last maybe 40, 50 years where people started to get information through those means where they thought that these were self-help arenas, where we thought we could help ourselves by our own. And so many books and many means started to come in where we could learn and gain from ourselves through those methods. And then came the web, and through the web and through the internet, a lot more knowledge and a lot more guidance in all different aspects of life is available to us. For those who have not learned cooking, let's say, you can find many recipes and through the net. Hopefully they work. You can find things much easily. In the old times, you had to have someone teach you, or you learn through your parents. And so we are living in an age where the guidance is coming from many, many directions. We all need guidance, because if we don't have the guidance, then it's difficult for us to learn something. Anything new that we want to learn, we need some guidance. Because on our own, we're not born with all of that knowledge. And this is why we go to school. We learn the languages, we learn the cultures, we learn the maths, sciences, social studies, so that we're equipped to pass through life in the best possible of situations for us. And so when we start to think about the spiritual way, we also find that over the years there have been saints, spiritual masters, who've been guiding us in the spiritual arena, so that guidance would be provided to us so that we can learn about an arena which we're not familiar with. And as we start to look back at history, there have been saints and spiritual masters, all tradition, all faiths, all religions, and it is through their guidance that the spiritual aspect of our life has been opened up for us. And so, what do we gain from that guidance? And what do we learn when we are, let's say, getting guidance from a spiritual master? Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj, who wrote much about the spiritual way, who explained through his verses many aspects of spirituality. He has talked about us as human beings going through many phases of life. Most people feel that they are living through a state of sorrow. Many people feel that there are many problems in life. Many people feel that it is difficult to live life properly because there's one problem or another. The problem could be in the physical arena, the problem could be in our emotional state, the problem could be in our financial states. Many people feel that the difficulties don't end, and they feel like this life is very, very difficult and full of sorrow for them. And they just try to look at that state and never get beyond that to truly recognize why we have this human existence. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj had written one very beautiful verse. And so in this verse, Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj talks about the sorrows that most of us feel we're going through. And then he gives a solution. So he's saying, this verse is noted, he says, Savade Shame Khazan hai, to ho hame kya gam. Savade Shame Khazan hai, to ho hame kya gam. Nazar mein subhe chaman ke siwa kuch aur nahi. So when we translate this into English, it is, in this twilight of the dark night of autumn, why should I despair? So in this twilight of the dark night of autumn, why should I despair? In your glances, there is nothing but a blooming garden bathed in the morning light. In your glances, there is nothing but a blooming garden bathed in the morning light. So when we try to understand this verse, Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is first talking about how we all feel as if we are in a state of sorrow or in pain or difficulties. And the words that he uses are very interesting. He says, in this twilight of the dark night of autumn. So generally, we feel that as the summer goes and as the autumn is starting, that now we'll be going to the winter, which is the most desolate season of all seasons. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Maharaj is telling us that we all feel like, we are at a time where difficulty will remain and remain and remain, because in the winter time is associated with a difficult phase of life. Okay? So he's saying, in this twilight of the dark night of autumn, where we all feel, there's darkness, there are difficulties, there are all kinds of problems, he says, why should I despair? He's saying, I don't need to be feeling sorrow. I don't need to be in a state of pain. I don't need to have the environment put me in a state where I can't function properly. And so he's telling us, if we feel there are difficulties in our life, that we should not let them overtake our being. He said there's nothing to worry. The part of life, there's ups and downs of life that we pass through in this life, and let us not worry about those states. And then he gives the reason why. Okay? And the reason that he gives is, in your glances, there is nothing but a blooming garden bathed in the morning light. So now he's saying, he's talking about his experiences. He's talking about the guidance that he got from Hazur Baba Sawan Singh Ji Maharaj and Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, his spiritual masters. And he says, like, in your sweet glances, in your spiritual glances, in my being in your physical presence, in my being with you, he says, in your glances there's nothing but a blooming garden. Yet, being in that state, there's nothing then a garden that blooms, a garden which is giving us joy. When we go to a garden, and a garden where all the flowers are blooming, we get very happy there. And we're looking at one flower, we look at another flower, we smell the sweet fragrances of one or the other, and one is very happy, so he's taking that example. He's saying there's nothing but a blooming garden bathed in the morning light. After the night, when the sun comes out, when it's dawn and there's a morning light, that seems to be the best part of the day, because it's like an awakening. You all night not be sleeping, and then you get up and there's a morning light and we feel very, very good. Just like, if there are all clouds in the sky, and even though the temperatures could be 45 degrees, it looks a little gloomy. And if there's sun out there and temperature is 35 degrees, you still feel very good. Why? Because the sun is out and the light is out, and as the morning light is out there, and just the sun brings this warmth by itself. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us that those who have guidance from a spiritual master, there's this happiness and joy in their life, and there is nothing for us to worry when we are in that state. And the beauty of the spiritual path is that when Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is talking about that in your glances, we definitely get the spiritual boost when we are in the physical presence of the spiritual master. But as we meditate, and as we go within ourselves, we can cross the sky, the stars, the moon and sun, and get to what is called the radiant of the spiritual form of the spiritual master. And as we get there, then the spiritual glance from there also uplifts us. It puts us in the state of joy, in the state of bliss, and then we are on our journey to our union with the Creator, with God. And that is the state that we all want to be in. So it's like the glances of the spiritual master, whether they're coming in us being in the physical presence of the spiritual master, or they're coming as we meditate through the radiant form of the spiritual master within, that they are going to uplift us, and all of our difficulties, which are like keeping us connected with the world outside, which are keeping us engrossed in the world outside, which are distracting us from a goal, they fade away. And then we are going to take steps towards our union with the Creator. And so Sant Rajinder Singh Ji Maharaj is telling us that each and every one of us, as we pass through life, let us not worry about what we think are difficulties. When you look back at your life, you will realize that some of the times which we thought were very difficult don't seem that difficult now. At the time it looked like a great difficulty, a big difficulty. But then it's behind you. And it's not bothering you anymore, and you've passed it. But at that time, if you were in turmoil, you would be in pain. But if you were calm and serene in that situation, then you'll pass by the situation very, very nicely. So he's telling us not to succumb under the pain or the pressure of the activities of the world outside, or the difficulties that we might have. If we focus on the spiritual arena, if we are taking steps so that our spirit is healed properly, then all these outer signs of pain or of sorrow, they will all fade away. And so what is very important is to look at life from that angle of vision, so that we are leading a life in which everything is positive. Based on our karmas, we will go through the ups and downs of life. But if we are focused on our goal, then all the other aspects of life will fade away too. Many times we just get, bogged down by all these outside circumstances. We all have relationship difficulties, we all have emotional difficulties, we all run into financial difficulties, we run into physical difficulties. That's a part of life. So they start to clog the way back to God. God is available to each and every one of us because God is not far away. That's what we think, God is far away. But God is with each and every one of us. We just need to invert. We just need to go within. And as we invert, the method of inversion is called meditation. Sitting in silence, stilling the body and stilling the mind. And as we still the body and still the mind, then we connect with the divine light and sound of God. Because the light and sound of God is within each and every one of us. And as we connect with the light and sound, then we see that slowly, the path towards the Creator starts to open up for us. And as that happens, then we are getting closer and closer to our goal. So the key is to be able to be consistent on the path of meditation, to be consistently doing those practices daily. You have to work at it, you have to see how strongly you're able to fulfill the spiritual practices and how regular you are in those practices, how well you learn the technique to sit down and meditate, so that each aspect of the technique, sitting in a calm area, closing our eyes, keeping the focus properly, doing the Simran properly so that our Simran gets to that state where it doesn't allow any thoughts to come in. All of these parts of the meditative process are very, very important. And so as we do them properly, each one is done properly, then we find that our meditative process is working very, very well, and we're able to take steps towards our goal very, very quickly. Those of us who've been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, we know that the radiant form of the spiritual master is sitting here right at the seat of the soul. So that spiritual radiant form is always there. It's for us to invert, it's for us to connect with it, it's for us to be able to get to it, and then all the guidance that we need is going to be provided to us, and we will be taking steps towards a goal which will come very, very rapidly. So let us just meditate for a few minutes. Please sit as comfortably as you can. Close your eyes very gently, just like you close them when you go to sleep. Your eyeballs should be straight, focus 8 or 10 inches in front of you. And as you close your eyes, those of you who have been initiated in the mysteries of the beyond, please do your Simran. Those of you who are new here, please repeat any name of God that you feel comfortable with. This repetition of God's name should be done mentally and not out loud. I pray to God Almighty and to the three great spiritual masters of past century, Hazur Baba Savan Singh Ji Maharaj, Param Sant Kripal Singh Ji Maharaj, and Dayal Purush Darshan Singh Ji Maharaj, to help each and every one of us connect with the divine power within and to experience the divine light in its effulgence. We'll be sitting for a few minutes. I'll be getting you out of this meditative state at that time, and my best wishes are with each and every one of you. Please leave off.